Kia ora, Matt from the Tauranga Business Chamber. It's been about a year since the new coalition government was elected. Their first phase was to stop a lot of the things from the previous government. They assessed the situation, and now we're seeing a bow wave of new legislative changes on the horizon. And while a number of SME business owners would support the changes, one of the biggest complaints of the previous government were that too many laws were changed too soon and that SME business owners could barely keep up. They were never really sure on whether they were compliant with the new rules that they just didn't know about. At the Chamber, we do our best to keep our business audiences up to date with the new law changes, but sometimes it is hard to communicate them all in an engaging way that gets the attention of time-poor SME business owners. The government is considering changes to tertiary education and vocational training, immigration, health and safety, employment relations with contractors, Holidays Act pay, RMA, and a bunch of others. While these are mostly good changes, it's hard for SME business owners to keep up with all these changes while many are focused on keeping their lights on and their businesses running. Our Chamber is advocating for the government to take an educational approach for businesses who may get caught out with all these new rule changes as they are not quite yet common knowledge. A lawyer recently told me it's hard enough for them to keep up to date with all the impending changes, let alone a business owner. Last month I met with Treasury and Reserve Bank of New Zealand advisors who travel to the regions to ground truth the data that they're seeing. Despite all the talk of New Zealand being just in a technical recession, the GDP is just an average of the economy. This means some sectors are doing well, while other sectors are doing it very tough. The Bay of Plenty's exporters and our persistent population growth will help pull us out of a recession eventually. I suggested to the Treasury and RBNZ advisors that our economy is dominated by SME businesses who will prioritise clearing their overdrafts and their second mortgages, as well as replenishing their cash reserves, which will hold back our economic recovery even as interest rates decrease. Also, the New Zealand Transport Agency is consulting on a range of new toll roads across New Zealand, including the Takatimu Northern Link, the Bethlehem Bypass, which, by the way, closes on Monday the 7th of October to get your feedback in. The Chamber made a very short submission supporting the new toll road in principle on the condition that all state highways across New Zealand are funded by tolls. It's a major parity issue for the Western Bay residents to be told to use our new roads, where in other regions it's not for some I don't know reason. The questions of toll roads should be part of the initial discussion with the communities. If they want a new state highway, it's conditional on being told. We agree with the user pays principle, and New Zealand cannot keep on funding roads through regos and petrol taxes alone. In news from the Chamber, the Farmer Auto Village Tauranga Business Awards are back. Applications on a range of categories are open until early November for the awards ceremony in February 2025. The application and judging process is much simpler than previous years, so dip your toes in and see how you go. New events in October to keep your eye on the Chamber's events calendar. First is Cameron Baggery and Stephen Joyce will be sharing their unfiltered economic and political views at the Regional Leaders event jointly organised by the Tauranga Business Chamber and the University of Waikato on the 31st of October, which is free to register and attend. We're also swinging into summer with a networking at the brand new golf simulators at Four Seasons in Tauriko, as well as a range of other business behind the scenes events where you get shown around local businesses doing very cool and interesting things. After 20 years of the Tauranga Business Chamber's office being located at Chapel Street Shopping Centre, in mid-October, yes, in a couple of weeks, we are moving to our new location at 58 Cross Road, Sulphur Point, right next to the Nautilus Restaurant and Apartments. And finally, to play out the rest of this video is a song that was generated live at our recent 2 Degrees AI event. The event covered how organisations can start to use artificial intelligence in a variety of ways. I chose the song's country theme song with suggestions for lyric topics being crowdsourced live from the audience. That's all for now. Look after yourselves and I'll catch you around.
Streets, but the folks out here, they can't be beat.
There's a charm in the chaos you start to find. In the tangle of traffic, there's peace of mind. Through every small business, love's on display. From dawn till dusk, it's the Kiwi way.
Old Tauranga, with your winding roads, so fine.